J, L, L, M. Okay, covered all the marks. It's easier to see in the other displays, but.
Will we ever get to like practice this on our own at some point, like with some like?
Absolutely. It's called the master set. So it's worked great. But if you wanted, I mean, I have a PowerPoint where I go through an example and I present the final answer in. I actually also present the final answer in, if you want to write out sentences. I would not recommend it, but do each his own. Because to write it out in sentence, from time A to time G, not including A and G.
Yeah.
Or just parentheses with the A and G in there. If you're going to do it, present it this way, please make sure I can tell the difference between your parentheses and brackets. And if you put one down and suddenly realize, oh, I made a mistake. What? No more times I've seen a bracket like that, and they go, oh. I'm going, all right, I'm not quite sure which one they meant. Or you start out with a parenthesis and then you tack on something like that. I realize we've got to do something earlier. That's okay. Do it now. Ooh. Sure, there's plenty of time. Just like on the test. Any questions? All right, let's graph it. Sorry, let's sketch the graph. Now recognize we are dealing only with horizontal. It is moving in 2 dimensions, but I'm only concerned with the horizontal. And that's typically just the way my mind's working. Occasionally after the fact I go, what if we just did it vertically? What would it look like? But you can do that on your own, you can practice. Oh, also, if you look at old tests where I have problems like this, you can practice it, and then for the ones where I have solutions, you can check your answer.
All right, that's what I meant.
So it starts out negative until I get to E. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M. It is negative starting out with, so I'm just, now if I'm doing this on a test, I would not recommend doing it in ink unless you have a great deal of confidence, like doing crossword puzzles. I mean, some people can do it. I'm going to lightly sketch because it's bound to change. It is 0 at E, it's 0 at I. It is positive between them. And so just a crude sketch there. I'm going to tweak it later. But at least it gives me some starting point. My velocity versus time. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M. All right. My velocity starts out at 0 at A, G, and M. So A, G, and M. It is positive between A and G, and negative between G and M. And again, I'm trying to do it lightly because it's going to get changed some.
Looks like a graph for sine.
Pardon?
Looks like a graph for sine.
It does. It will look less like a sine when we're done. And then acceleration, first time. C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M. All right. Well, let's hit the zeros first. So from B to D, from E to F, H to I, J to L. Right, that's where it's zero. It's positive, it's negative from F to, between F and H. and it's positive other places. And it's close to zero again. It's not quite there, so I contend it's still positive there. All right. At least I'm consistent with what we have here, unless I made a mistake. But is it self-consistent? Well, I know my velocity is its greatest. Let's see, velocity is positive, cruises along. So from between B and D, my velocity is constant. So between B and D, it should be a straight line. Because again, this is the slope of that. If the also velocity is constant, it should be flat. So there's one tweak right there. It does speed up. It starts at rest. It does speed up. Put a little bit of a curve right there. And then it speeds up again. And just before E, it is at its maximum speed. Now notice I'm trying not to put kinks there. I have kinks here that I would take off points if this were the final answer. Then it cruises along from E to F. And then it slows down and turns around at G. So that's G right there. So now there's this quick dive right there, and it slows down until I get to H, I think. H to I, it is cruising along, so it should be flat. And then it starts slowing down again. Now, this is a velocity time graph. Slowing down means you're getting closer to the zero. So I'm now going to start moving up here. I know I have to end up at M to begin with. From J to L, from J to L, it should be flat. So I have a little bit better approximation than what I initially started with. At least there is some consistency between this and this. So up here, if my velocity is constant, this would be a straight slope line. Sorry, this is non-zero constant. So from B to D, that would be flat. From A to B, it starts out slowly and then speeds up. So my slope starts out at 0 and then gets bigger. From D to E, it should get faster. D to E. And then it levels off, so straight. So my slope is still positive here. D to E gets faster, then it levels off at, I think I messed up somewhere there. Let's see, position, so once I'm past E, it's at 0. My slope increases from D to E, then it flatlines. Now my slope is negative. E, F. Oh. No, this is positive, so the slope here should be positive. So E, F, G, so I know it peaks at G and then it starts to come back down. And it's just, should be roughly a reflection of this. H, flat line, curve, flat line. And this should not be as far as this was, because it doesn't quite get to A. It gets close, but not quite. And the last thing is just making sure, there's a constant check and double check. Get rid of the sharp points. Actually, my acceleration should be relatively constant and then drop down with more of a curve in there. More of a curve. That last bit, acceleration should be relatively constant until the very end, so something like that. know I rushed through that. I was conscious of the time, or somewhat conscious, because I think class, forget, was that the 5-minute warning? Oh, no, class is at the second alarm. So I will see you on Tuesday. Monday. I'll see you sometime.
At some point.
That's right. This is the,
Every day but Friday.
this past Monday's lab is due this coming Monday.
Yeah. Follow me
We
back.
can
online
get
or-
it in person to you.
Yes, absolutely.
Because whenever I was trying to add you, your name just didn't show up, so I don't know.
Let me see, hold on.
No.
So,
Which one?